What's up, guys? Happy Thursday, and welcome into the PHNX Sun Devil Show, brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Don't forget to leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe, even leave a 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. I am Anthony Totri, joined as always by my accomplices, Shawn DePause.
Yes, he is.
Shane Diefenbach.
Yes,
You
I
kind
am.
of faked this out there.
I did.
You looked at
I
Shane.
did.
He does that to me all the time.
Every
I just
now and
don't
then.
normally pay attention to him, so
Yeah,
that's maybe
fair.
the first time I've noticed.
Who?
Who? What?
Pay attention to who?
What?
I don't know.
How's your Thursday going, gentlemen?
Who said that?
I don't know.
I
It's
hate you
good.
guys.
It's a good Thursday. You know, there was a lot of energy in the office this morning.
Yeah,
we were fired
There
up.
was.
Oh,
Much-
too much energy, to be
Much to
honest.
Totri's chagrin, he didn't really enjoy me dancing. But
No, because you were playing like SoundCloud, just random music.
Mashups,
and
yeah.
it
SoundCloud
wasn't.
bangers.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a banger, to be honest with you. Oh, also,
No
we've got
worries.
some breaking news.
Oh, BJ Green?
BJ Green is returning to ASU.
Oh, wow. Hell yeah.
He is staying
Whoa!
along
Hey.
the defensive line.
Hell yeah.
Jacob, in the chat,
I mean,
already breaking the news.
hell yeah.
Wow.
I mean, that was one of the things that you and I talked about yesterday, Shane, was the defensive line.
He
And
tweeted the Wolf of Wall Street gif. I'm not leaving.
We
fucking
did that
leaving.
first.
Yeah, we did do that first. We'll get to the breaking news a little bit later, but we do have ourselves a guest today. We've got the newest ASU running back, DeCarlos Brooks, joining us today. DeCarlos, thanks so much for taking the time, man.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate y'all having me.
So I know we talked a little bit before we got started here, but you going from Cal outside of Chandler High School, and then now you finally get the opportunity to come home and be a Sun Devil. Just what has that been like for the last handful of weeks, knowing that you do get to come home?
Well, like I was just telling like everybody since I've been here, like it's home, and that's like the best feeling you can really get. Playing at Cal, I definitely learned a lot. Just being a collegiate athlete, you know, academically on the field and stuff like that. But I don't think there's any better feeling than playing for your home state. It don't matter where you at, honestly.
Yeah, obviously you mentioned Chandler, Shawn Aguano, your coach all 4 years. What has that been like to be able to come home and kind of get familiar with ASU with a guy that you're already familiar with?
It feels great. Like I was saying, like I've known Coach Guano since I was 14, 15 years old. So since I was like really young, and just building that relationship all 4 years of high school. So, you know, when he contacted me, when I was in the transfer portal, I was just like, yeah, this might be a good opportunity for me. And he's my position coach as well. So, you know, we can just strengthen that bond as, you know, we get to know each other as well.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not the only reunion, right? You mentioned Jacob Conover was also your quarterback, I believe, for all 4 years there at Chandler. Have you had a chance to talk to him at all about your reunion? Obviously, we don't know what the quarterback position is going to look like next year, but kind of what is that like for you?
Yeah, no, Jacob's my boy. He was my quarterback all 4 years in high school. We definitely talked, you know, once we got our offers and was talking to coaches and stuff like that, like we knew we were in the transfer portal. That was just like, you know, a familiar face in that whole process. And then like we almost post our commitment photos at the same time. So I thought that was funny as well. But yeah, he's going to be a dude at ASU, and it's great to be back with him.
That's awesome. I'm sure there are a bunch of ASU fans that are really excited to have you back here and being a Sun Devil. Again, kind of before we started, we talked about your journey at Cal and how you wanted to come home, right? There were times where you were there at Berkeley and you wanted to just be back. What was the toughest part for you being away from your family and just being away from all the people that you kind of grew up around?
I'll just say the familiarity with just, you know, being home, being from here, you know, just going to a foreign place. Like, obviously, like, I had relationships at Cal, and I built relationships while I was there. But, you know, nothing honestly beats home. And, you know, sometimes, like, during a long season, especially if you're not winning a whole lot or things aren't going your way, you just want to see a familiar face or a familiar voice that isn't, like, on a phone or like on FaceTime, stuff like that. So just being home, seeing faces, hearing voices is like, it's a great feeling.
Yeah, totally an exciting time to not only be back home, but to be at ASU. Tons of turnover, fresh start for the program, a fresh start for you. What excites you the most about Kenny Dillingham and this offense, this fast pace, you know, kind of all over the place offense that he runs?
Well, when we played Oregon, just how he was using the running backs as a whole. He was rotating them. He was throwing the ball. That was split back, running the ball, just doing different things with them. I think that's what excited me most. Like, he really uses and utilizes his running backs in his offensive scheme. And also, I think couple that with my offensive coordinator, Coach Baldwin, which I had at Cal my freshman year, I think that's just going to, get me to the offense. I'll be more familiar right away.
Oh yeah. I'm curious because obviously coming from Cal, you transferred in conference. Have you thought at all about that? I believe ASU is supposed to go to Cal next year. Have you thought at all about what that reunion is going to be like, and just kind of transferring within conference and basically playing the same teams? Is that
He's got the smile on his face now. He's got the smile on his face. He knows.
I just say I'm gonna be ready. I think that I wouldn't say it's got to be a grudge match, nothing like that, but I'll definitely show out that game. That's got to be a game I'm going to have circled on my calendar for so.
Sure.
Oh, man, that's awesome. For people who are unfamiliar with your game, right, who do you think you model your game after in terms of whether it be NFL running backs or former collegiate running backs?
That's a good question. I try to model my running style, just how I run, because I feel like I can really do it all as a running back. Guys like in the league, like Dalvin Cook, like the Saquons of the world, the Alvin Kamara's of the world, guys like that that just run hard, have good balance. When they get into open space, they're dangerous, but can also run people over. The Nick Chubb's of the world. I think Nick Chubb's probably my favorite running back right now in the league, and then I say Dalvin Cook as well.
Definitely.
Fit right in.
Yeah. The Kenny offense definitely gets their playmakers in space. Yeah. So that's exciting. I'm curious, now that you're home, completely unfootball related, is there any place that you missed eating at? Is there any place that you're like, oh my God, I can't, I'm so happy I'm home?
That's a good question. Like a specific spot, I would say I miss ATL wings. That was
yes.
I was back home. I was like, man, I want some wings real bad. I was like, they don't got ATL wings out here in Cali, do they? They were like, heck no. I was like, oh dang. Some wing stop, I guess, but it wasn't me being at ATL.
Yeah.
I mean, on the other side of like the coming home thing, there's a lot of other kids that are coming home from other high schools in Arizona. I'm curious if there's anybody that you've seen that's also transferred to ASU that you played against in high school. If there's anybody that you had like rivalries or anything like that, are you looking forward to the opportunity to play with other kids that you might have faced off against in high school?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I'm a competitive person, so just seeing all the people from Saguaros and all these other schools and stuff like that I won't say had beef with Chandler, but was in competition with Chandler the whole time. It's just got to be very interesting when I get to meet them in person, either for the first time, like if I do get to meet them, it's got to be interesting. But it's all competition. It's all love at the same time because these are my new teammates.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be fun. I'm interested to see if that's ever a competition point in practice. You got some of those Chandler guys and those Saguaro guys know that rivalry. And now you've got both of those former coaches there as well. So it's definitely going to be a lot of fun. Before we move on to some of the more fun random questions that kind of prefaced, what is your message, I guess, to Sun Devil fans just about you getting ready to play football here at Arizona State?
I would say that I'm home. I'm ready. I'm hungry. I'm hungry for the opportunity. And I'm going to do right by everybody in the community, everybody everybody in my family, and I'm just ready to go.
Yeah, I think Arizona State fans would probably love to hear that. A question that we have asked a couple different players on this show, but we haven't asked it in a while, okay? And you're laughing because you don't know what it is yet.
I think I know.
You think you know what it is?
I think so.
Okay. DeCarlos, what is your favorite letter in the alphabet?
Oh, I did not think that's what it was.
And why?
I never really thought of that.
That's the right answer.
That's the right answer.
You shouldn't have ever thought.
But we've had people like Joey Ramos,
immediately,
who is now like one of your offensive linemen, immediately He was the letter J and gave a full on
about how strong hooks are and all this. It was crazy.
That's weird though.
Yeah, but like he came like to town with a right answer on that. So
he really thought about it.
He thought about it. He thought about it. So you don't have a favorite letter in the alphabet?
No, I was about to say D just because that's the first letter of my first name, but I can't even say that because I was like, is that really my favorite? I don't. I'm familiar with it.
It's a deep rooted question, man. You're gonna get off this and you're gonna be thinking about it.
Here's another question that we haven't asked on the show in a while. I think needs a resurgence. Let's say you are in a life or death situation and you only have a sword. You have your training that you have right now with a sword, whether that be nothing or maybe you've used it. What is the biggest animal that you think you could take down with a sword right now?
Sword? Ooh. I think y'all expect me to say bear or something like that. I don't think that's happening.
Yeah, that's also the right answer.
I would say like a big wolf or like a cougar. If I had a sword, how big of a sword are we talking about though?
You get to choose what kind of sword it is. It's any kind of sword.
Oh yeah, I could take like a cougar or like a wolf, big wolf.
I feel like
that's a respectable answer.
You know what we're doing? We're clipping that exact statement and we're playing that on repeat the week ASU plays Washington State.
Yeah. I mean, I don't feel like any of us, but I feel like if you're an athlete, you could probably take down
an athlete.
An athlete. Well, another question that we ask a lot, I guess we're just bringing out the oldies, is I like to ask players about their drip. So I'm curious how you rate yourself fashion-wise, like off the field, and then on the field, running back drip. I'm looking at some pictures of you at Cal. It looks like you wear gloves, you wear like wrist tape, and maybe sometimes like the forearm sweatbands, like crew socks. Have you put any thought into it? Is it like just pure utility? Because I know like running backs a lot of times don't like wearing sleeves and stuff like that. You think about how you suit up at all, or is it just kind of what you've been doing?
Well, I say my on the field drip. I basically keep the same every game, especially if I have a good game. So let's say I have a good game and I have certain tape on that I did different from last game. I'm going to keep that same tape. I'm going to keep the same, everything the same. If I have earrings in one game, I do a good game, I'm going to keep them in. If I had no earrings in one game and I did good, I'm doing no earrings. That's kind of how it is. But my drip, usually I do tall socks with a wrist tape or double wrist tape, gloves, visor, always got to have a visor. That's about the drip right there.
What about off the field? Can you show out if you need to, or you keep it simple?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm a big shoe guy. If your shoes don't go with the outfit, then it messes up the whole outfit.
So you have a favorite pair of kicks?
I got almost every retro you could think of.
Damn.
Love it.
I got at least
talk about that.
1 through 11 for sure.
Damn. We're gonna need to come through with a shoe tour at some point. Yeah.
Oh man. So hey, part of that drip that you got on the field is a number 25. I'm curious if there is like a special meaning behind that for you.
Well, my pops, he played in the league for the Cardinals for a few years, and he was number 25 too. So what's funny is I was number 4 ever since like I think like 6 years old. I was real young. I was number 4. And then when I got to Chandler, I was a freshman. I was number 4. I moved up to varsity. And Coach Guano said, he's like, you can't be number 4. And I was just like, why? He's like, we already got a guy that's number 4. And it was TJ Green, Arizona. He at Liberty right now. He just graduated. Shout out my boy TJ. He was number 4 at the time. He's like, so you got to pick a different number. And I was just like, well, let's rock with 25.
Well, I think 4 is going to be available on the offense, so it might be there if you want it.
Right, right.
Oh man. Last question before we get you out of here. We are in the age of NIL, the transfer portal, etc. If you could have any NIL deal, what would it be?
Ooh, that's a good question.
ATL wings.
I would talk to ATL Williams. I'm not gonna lie. my cousin knows the owner, but honestly, if I could, I would get either like some sort of maybe even I'm gonna put this on camera right here.
He's already doing it. Already doing the sponsorships
as a businessman.
Right, but I feel like a Nike or like an Under Armour, Adidas, something like that, something like big brand. That'd be awesome to have an NIL deal from them. But obviously, like I would do like little businesses too as well.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, thank you again for taking the time today, and good luck this season. I'm sure we'll get you in the studio, or we're gonna have to take a tour and see some of those kicks.
Right. I absolutely appreciate y'all for having me.
Have a good one,
Sure.
man. Have a
Thanks,
good one.
DeCarlos.
Appreciate you.
Well, I'm sure there's got to be some fans excited, man, to get a running back like DeCarlos Brooks at Arizona State. I don't think he's like any of the running backs that ASU had last season, right?
Yeah.
I feel like he's almost a little bit of a mix between, Ngata and X, where you've got the power runner, the patient runner, and then you've also got the burst and the catching ability that Daniel got.
Yeah, it does kind of remind me of like a guy like Saquon, like a guy that is obviously he's fucking built. Like he can run through somebody if he needs to, but he is a kind of athlete that can make plays in space too. I'm excited. But it just kind of seems like this running back room, like it seems like anything Aguano touches kind of turns to gold. And I mean, he's known him since he was 14, so that is a good sign. You
Yeah.
put that combined with the Dillingham offense, I'm excited.
Absolutely.
I think the cool part about having Aguano where he's at now, right? And he, mind you, he's got his experience at the college level, coaching, the interim experience. But this man knew what he was doing. He's like, okay, former guy, I know him, coached him in the portal. Like, I'm going to go get my guy.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
And you want to know what's interesting? Something that that DeCarlos mentioned that I hadn't really thought of is he talked about like when you're losing a lot and just having like be able to see somebody that you know, like face to face, go home, see your
Helps.
family, and put your mind, like keep kind of take it off your mind. Like now you have a team full of kids who are able to do that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and I mean, you talk about Herm and the teams that they spent so much time recruiting in California and stuff like that. It was much harder for those kids to get home than if they live 15 minutes away. So it'll be interesting to see how a team like this, especially if Conover ends up starting and you have your starting quarterback and your starting running back and a bunch of important players that can go home after a game and see like if that helps this team kind of deal with loss, because they're still going to lose. It's not going to be a undefeated team off rip.
Yeah.
Like so that's an interesting kind of dynamic to this that I had not
The
thought
home
of before.
cooking morale boost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think-
and every weekend you can have a different player have them host like a team
Yeah.
dinner type thing.
yeah, if anything, this will be the happiest team Arizona State's ever had.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Well, and you think, and I just thought of this, but like you mentioned being able to go home, right, to family, home cooked meals. A lot of the pressure on Arizona State from a higher program level over the last handful of years has been what? Getting people to games, right?
Yeah.
Well, now you've got a bunch of local kids whose parents and families are all
You've
right
recruited,
here.
you recruited like 10 fans with each kid you've drafted.
Like you're gonna be
Or signed, yeah.
people are going to be in the stands now,
Yeah.
right? And it's going to be a different. These aren't the type of fans that leave at halftime. Why? Because that's their kid or that's
Yeah.
their nephew,
And
like out there.
Couple that with just the excitement on this team. I mean, I think you're going to see a completely new Sun Devil Stadium come game time.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, there's even if it's not like family members, like there's gonna be people who like, oh,
Grew up
my
with
son
him.
played football at where and wherever, and I saw this kid run all over my high school's team for 4 years. Like I'm excited to see him play football now that he's in college. Like I do think, I mean, it's Kenny's whole thing about activating the Valley. Like you're quite literally doing that. You're having people that have spent the last 2-3 years paying attention to Cal football. Now they're going to be paying attention to ASU football, and that's with all of these kids that you're getting to transfer here. So that is going to be really cool to see how that specific part of it kind of again activates the Valley.
Very smart, I feel like, on Kenny's part.
Yeah.
That I don't think a lot of people have really touched on.
Yeah, I hadn't even thought about it until DeCarlos brought it up.
Well, and I'm excited to see what tailgating looks like.
Yeah.
Right? Because I think that's also another part of college football that Arizona State hasn't necessarily like
Taken advantage
found
of,
a great
yeah.
marriage with
Yeah.
quite yet. And I don't see why not, right? Like you've got Mill Ave, like, and people talk about fans leaving at halftime to go to Mill Ave, but you can have that tailgate experience now.
Yeah.
Where you've got the family, the friends, the barbecue in the back of the truck, and then go in to see family. It's just going to be like a big Pop Warner game or a big high school
Well,
game.
I mean,
I
And
feel
that's the
like-
vibe they want.
Yeah, you talk like again, DeCarlos, his family probably spent 4 years hanging out with Conover's family.
Yeah.
So like you're gonna have it just like there's a reunion in that way too. You're getting families that it's just I think it all just kind of feeds into getting people excited about this team again. And certainly it seems like it's starting to work.
Yeah, 100%. I'm also excited to start making some money on this team.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
DraftKings Sportsbook app. There's a big game tonight. Big NFC West pivotal showdown.
Say the
Seahawks,
big game.
49ers, the big game. This is the only. Did you know that tonight is the only game in NFL history?
Sounds
I
about
hate
right.
you.
Sounds true.
Yeah, it is. The spread is 3.5.
Tell me literally any other game in NFL history.
Give me one.
Any
You're
other
wrong.
game in
Yeah.
NFL history?
Yeah.
Niners are
Didn't
favored by
exist.
too long.
Niners
Okay.
are favored by 3.5. Over under is 43. If you want to put money down on it, head over to the DraftKings Sportsbook app. When you use that promo code PHNX and you're a new customer, you can bet just $5 on any NBA team's money line. And if the team that you bet on wins their game, you get $150 in free bets. It's just that easy. Plus, you get a same game parlay every single game day in the NFL. So tonight, or same game parlay boost, excuse me. So tonight you can boost your odds up to 100%. Win some more shmoney that way. First touchdown score boost, all that. Christian McCaffrey's also boosted to score a touchdown at any time.
Plus
100 for minus 140. So download it today. Use that promo code PHNX. Bet just $5. Any NBA team's money line. Get $150 in free bets if your team wins. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions do apply. And see the show notes for more details, though.
I'm hoping I have a better night than I did yesterday. Morocco did not do me well on the DraftKings Sportsbook app, but CMC is going to
I believe. And now this has the potential to be a phenomenal game between those two teams,
or a game you're going to want to forget.
an absolute snooze fest.
We did
And
both pick the under.
If it is a snooze fest, which some of these division Thursday night games have happened to be, then why don't you guys go ahead and grab yourself some OGs, take them, kick back, watch Geno Smith and Brock Purdy. I know it's the quarterback matchup that everybody's been talking about.
Hey,
You all want it.
Hey, we're talking about local talent here. That's a local talent.
You're right. It
Geno
is a local
Smith,
talent.
Local in my heart as well.
Brock Purdy,
That's where he
local
lives,
talent.
right here.
OGs, also local talent. Go get your guys some orange creamsicle or some of those nighttime gummies they got. They smack. All of them are so damn tasty. And they're easy to find. You can get them at literally any local dispensary. You do got to be 21 or older.
You know, I just thought of, I'm going to start getting like multiple flavors and I'm going to cut them in half and combine them, do some like flavor combos. I bet you that goes crazy.
Here's an
Some
OG's
scientist in you.
Yeah.
Here's an OG's thought. ASU's defense hasn't been good because it's never had a nickname.
Ooh.
Past 10 years.
Can we come up with one real quick?
Yeah, I was thinking I just had one and I forgot it. I just had one. The dog bark.
No, I
dog
feel like
park?
it's got to be. I feel like it's got to do. It's got to play off Ward, because I like. It's. I feel like the.
Okay,
I don't know.
Like the prison cell.
Yeah, with the Ward in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
The prison cell goes crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's more of a place, not a thing.
Okay, what
It's,
about block S? Block SDS. Block T. Block S.
Camp.
Block. You know.
No, I know.
Like Block
we'll
Tempe.
workshop it, but
Yeah.
I think we're in the right place.
Yeah.
We're in the ballpark.
Okay, we'll have something for the defense, but I want to talk about the offense here for a quick second. We've talked to DeCarlos Brooks, right? We've seen that ASU has gotten some guys in the transfer portal. They got themselves another receiver today, and I'm totally gonna
Rondell
botch
Moore?
his name.
Whoa.
It's Rondell Moore-esque, but he fits into a group that's already got guys like Elijah Badger.
Dude, this wide receiver room is stacked right now.
It is,
And they
you're
still haven't
getting
even added
Jake
Dorian
Smith.
Singer yet.
And
Yeah.
you're right. You have not even added Dorian Singer yet. But you throw in Jake Smith. You still got Giovanni Sanders. And the transfer coming is Melquan Stovall, who
Great
is a
name.
little bit of a
Tremendous name.
smaller guy. He
Likes
does
to jump.
He does like remind me a little bit of Rondell Moore.
Mm-hmm. Rabbit.
And like this position
Bunnies.
group paired with DeCarlos Brooks, paired with Tevin White, who I think is going to have a big role in this offense. You've got both your behemoths of tight ends coming back, Messiah Swinson and Jalen Conyers.
I'm so excited for Jalen Conyers to be the best tight end in football next year.
I am too.
First tight end to ever win
He
a
legit
Heisman.
is going to be a top 3 tight end in the country.
I think so. Has a tight end ever won a Heisman?
He might. We might have the first.
Yeah.
Just what do you expect from this offense right off the rip, right? Because we've talked about the team and the expectations of being don't get carried away, right? Yeah. This isn't a team that is going to go undefeated at the start.
There was a tight end that won the Heisman. In 1949 for your Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
Oh, let's go.
Dude, a tight end from Notre Dame winning a Heisman shortly after World War II just sounds right. It just makes sense.
Just makes sense.
He probably like, I don't know. I was going to say he fought in the war, but that would not make any sense because he would have been like 15.
That was a Monday through Friday job.
Speaking of,
Yeah.
I know you just
He'd
asked the
fly
question,
back from Germany.
but speaking of the tall tight ends, can I come up with a nickname for them?
The tight ends?
Like Optimus Prime and Decepticon?
Yeah, they could be the Transformers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm absolutely here for that.
Yeah.
Which one's which?
Um,
Optimus Prime is Jalen Conyers, right?
But Swenson's taller. I feel like
well, one of them would
Conyers
be
is more
one
of
of
a
them would have
Bumblebee.
to be evil to be a Decepticon.
No, it's Bumblebee and Megatron.
Mm,
I feel like Conyers is Bumblebee.
Who's Megatron? Is Megatron the mean one?
Megatron is the mean one.
No,
Yeah,
Megatron's-
he is.
No,
No,
Optimus
Megatron.
Prime's
Optimus,
Optimus Prime, that's
is
what
the
I
nice
said.
one.
Optimus Prime is Jalen Conyers.
I feel like Optimus
Is
Prime
that
is
a taller
Swinson.
one than
Optimus
Swinson?
Prime
Megatron
Or than-
is
That's what I'm
bigger
saying. I'm saying
than
Optimus Prime
Optimus
is
Prime,
Swinson.
right?
'Cause he's the big
No,
one.
Megatron would be Swinson because he's taller.
But Megatron's evil.
Okay.
Optimus Prime is Swinson. Bumblebee's a fan favorite. Like everyone loves Bumblebee. He's
Yeah,
a
but
Corvette.
Bumblebee
or
almost
the
dies in
Camaro.
Oh,
every
but
movie.
Corn is
What?
yellow.
Oh, you're right. So he
Yeah,
does
yeah,
got to be
yeah.
Bumblebee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're the
Bumblebee and
Transformers.
Optimus Prime. That goes
Transformers,
crazy.
Robot.
So
tight
all the
ends
way
in
back
disguise.
to where this started.
13 personnel is no longer called that. It's called Transformers.
Okay.
Tight ends. Roll out.
What are the expectations for this offense going into next season? Reasonable expectations.
Ohio
Slow
State.
and pro style. Huddle up. What'd you say?
I said Ohio
Ohio
State.
State.
Slow,
Give me
pro
the best
style.
offense in the nation.
Lots of huddles.
Oh, yeah?
3 yards a carry.
Throw up.
Punting on 4th and 1 at your own 25.
Running it
Wait,
on
they rehired
37.
Herm?
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
It just hit.
Glenn Thomas is back?
Stop
Woo!
it.
No. Vertical downfield, but also lots of, as he said, split backfield, RPOs. Exciting, I think is the word you're looking for. Just it's a breath of fresh air. Right now, just with your personnel, don't know if you can say it's going to be dominant because you just don't know. But also, there's a lot of time to kind of shore it up. The way it's trending is, get your pass catchers in space and let them do the thing, because Kenny's very good at scheming open his best players.
Yeah. I feel like it is going to be somewhat similar to what we saw in the second half of the year, in the sense that it was letting your playmakers make plays. But there's going to be more playmakers, and they're going to be more aggressive.
And there's going to be more plays.
Yeah.
You know what? Hopefully there's there's going to be more plays because the defense can get off the field.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that I'm still waiting to see before I can claim this to be a top 3 offense in the pack, which I think it does have the capability to be, is an offensive line.
Ooh.
You do need one of those, despite popular belief. I know wide receiver screens, which Cliff Kingsbury loves.
For
you know the
Stop it.
the walkie-talkie feature?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me just use it real quick. Hey, Bram, Mr. Walden. Hey, we need you, Bram Walden. Yeah, he's coming.
He's on his way.
Yep, on its
Just
way.
waiting for the helicopter
Yeah.
to land.
I think I see him parachuting right there.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, there he is.
That's in the general direction of Sun Devil Stadium, I think.
No,
it's that
it's
way.
that way.
Yeah.
Good
Well,
try, though.
he's going that way. He's coming down left to right.
Okay, we called him and he's landing at Son of a Stadium.
Yeah.
Okay, that's wild. Yeah, you do need somewhat of an offensive line because you've got guys like Ben Scott and LD that have left, and at this point, you haven't really done much to replace them. Now, again, that's still kind of a TBD to see how many more players or what kind of players they get left from the portal. My expectation is they're still going to make some waves. Something that we've talked about in the past is we don't think that ASU has made their big move yet. I still anticipate them to get at least one blue chip guy. We'll see who that is in the next couple of weeks.
DJ.
I know you're wearing the colors.
Yep.
Yeah, say his name?
I hate Clemson, though.
You have to say his name every day.
Uyunglele?
There you go.
Talanoa Hupunga.
No.
Tua Tagovailoa.
Tragic.
Talia Tungavailoa.
Yeah.
But you need to
Slovis.
replace some of those offensive linemen. And at this point, you just, quite frankly, haven't yet.
Yeah.
So I can't really claim this offense to be anything too amazing until I can see just, who's in the trenches.
We got to figure it.
Today's also the last day of this window for the transfer portal.
Yeah. So
And you got what's it called? Early signing day here.
Yeah.
I believe in 4 days. I believe it's on the 19th.
yeah, I mean, like we said, there's a lot to figure out still. I'm interested to see kind of how Joey Ramos. I feel like is anyone else returning other than Joey?
Is Isaiah Glass not?
Oh yeah. So Isaiah Glass is one where I'm really interested to see what kind of if he can take a step, because he was bad at times last year. He was very bad.
He was bad, but he's one of ASU's best recruits. in the last 5 years.
Yeah. So that's why I'm really interested to see.
Slotted in at what, left tackle?
Yes.
Do you think it would make a difference if he slid
Was he
it,
not a left tackle?
Would he moved into
Was
like a
was
guard?
guard?
No, he's a tackle.
Yeah, I mean, you put him on the right side maybe, so he's not
Yeah,
at the
blind
most
side.
important position on the line. But yeah, I think he needs to take a big step. And then, we talked to Joey. You know how intelligent that guy is. Like, to see what he might be able to provide from a leadership perspective on the offensive line will be interesting. But yeah, there is still a lot to figure out.
It's going to be exciting. something else that is exciting is that after this show is the Underdog Fantasy Show. So you guys definitely need to watch that show coming up here in about a half hour. It's going to be us three again, right? And Espo? Is Espo joining us too?
No, he's not.
No, just us three. So pretty much PHNX Sun Devils
2.
Part 2. It's going to be a lot
But
of fun.
in different chairs. We're all going to switch chairs.
Yeah, that is
musical
true.
Musical chairs. It's really easy to get started, guys. Go to underdogfantasy.com.
We literally just do this.
Or download the app, sign up with promo code PHNX, and Underdog is going to match your first deposit up to $100. Guys, take the higher tonight on Brock Purdy passing yards. Just saying.
Take the lower on Geno Smith passing yards. We're going to be doing a draft, right?
Yeah.
Can we make the draft a little more interesting?
Whoa, how so?
Because I already owe y'all Burrito Express.
You do.
Are
we doubling or
let's
nothing?
double down.
Double
Let's
down.
make the winner the last place in the draft has to buy Burrito Express.
Okay, so if it's you, then you owe us.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Last place?
Yes.
Also, I just want to correct something I said. They did change it, so they have until January 18th, 2023. So it's 45 days now instead of 15, and then the other 15 day in spring is May 1st through 15.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay.
Just want to correct myself.
Gotcha.
Burritos? Double
Yes.
burritos?
If whoever comes in last place in the draft has to buy the other 2 Burrito Express.
Good. So Totri actually has a chance to buy burritos.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. And I have a chance to buy everybody 2 burritos.
Yep.
Oh, I'm so here for that.
But regardless, everyone wins
Yes.
because everyone's getting Burrito Express.
You're right. Right.
Again,
Shawn,
I know
you're
they've been
still-
I know they've been talking a lot, but the streets,
Yeah.
The streets.
the
they've been
streets have been
calling.
talking.
You know what makes me mad? The streets talk a lot, but they never address people.
Yeah.
Like, to their face.
I am the mouthpiece for the streets.
Yeah, I know. You're
Um,
yeah.
This
They-
hat.
they
This
talk
hat,
to me.
Burrito Express.
Oh damn! It is a Burrito
It
Express.
is a Burrito Express.
Secret
hat.
Santa. Yeah, that goes crazy. But yeah, Burrito Express. Like the street, like I said, streets are talking. Said the best burritos. Is on the planet aggressive? Is that too aggressive?
I would go a step further and say they're the
The solar
greatest
system?
Yeah, they're the
Is
greatest
that,
thing
that-
ever.
are we underselling them at that point? Is it like of any solar system?
No, because there's always
Of the
room
known
for upward
universe?
growth. Always room for
Yeah,
upward growth.
yeah. Fair enough.
So
But yeah, best burritos on the planet. Check them out. 5 value locations, 6 value locations, 5, 6. something
just
like
about anywhere.
that. Yeah, anywhere.
Just about anywhere.
Check them out. Best burritos. Burrito Express. Get it in you.
Your new Twitter bio needs to be the mouthpiece for the streets.
No, it actually does kind of go crazy.
Before we get
Well, hold on.
Well, yeah. I mean,
guys, we addressed it at the top of the show. Didn't really have a chance to get into it too much, but BJ Green coming back. How much does that impact a defensive line unit that A, was really bad last year, and B, they've lost guys left and right?
It's huge because it's someone that's coming back, you know?
yeah.
Like not only does it affect the defensive line, but it also affects the insert nickname for the defense here.
Yeah.
The entire unit, because a lot of the problem last year was time in the pocket. You know, they could kind of get whatever they wanted because the cover 2 shell we were running, just didn't hold up most of the time.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But he's a guy that's it just didn't make sense, at least in my opinion, for him to transfer because of how much he's worked to get to where he is.
In this
Got a
program,
scholarship from ASU when he was a walk-on. Like it's good to see, and he's such a talent. Like I want to see him succeed here.
Yeah. And I mean, I do think as much as we talk about, cleaning house and all of that stuff, like there is some value to the continuity of having guys who have been here, especially a guy like this that has fought tooth and nail for this program. Like there's very few people that have been associated with Arizona State football that have put in as much work as he has for the maroon and gold. So like I think there is value in kind of having a guy like that in a locker room that is going to have a lot of turnover. And then also just from a football perspective, I think he's going to be in a position to succeed because hopefully at least the defense is more aggressive, and anyone whose job it is to get to the quarterback is going to do that a little bit more. So I'm excited to see what he can provide from that in that regard.
I'm curious if it was him entering the portal and then seeing that there wasn't as much of a market for him that he thought it was going to be, because I think that is probably the case,
or at least a market as to the level that he wanted to.
Yeah, well, because this is a guy that entered the portal 2 days ago, 3 days ago. Like that it doesn't necessarily irritate me, but it's just like I feel like this is something that you should have a pretty good idea of before you make a giant announcement on social media that you're going to be pretty much leaving the program, and then 2-3 days later you're like, you know what? I ain't fucking leaving. Like trying to get all excited about it.
Yeah, but Also, you just don't know with what their situation is.
Yeah,
Like,
everyone's situation is different.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, and I mean,
don't have a problem
it might
with
be better in theory, but then you go and then you realize that there is nothing that's really going to replace the place that you have that is kind of giving you everything, right? Like you talked about it. He earned a scholarship here. It's not like this was a blue chip guy. And so you realize that there might be not as good as what you had thought it was going to be when you start looking at other schools and stuff like that, if there were other schools that came calling. So yeah, it is a little interesting. As good as the transfer portal is, I do think there's also like, these are kids still.
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of times young people have kind of a disillusionment about who they are, how good they are and stuff like that. And sometimes they learn the hard way, but thankfully in this situation, he was able to just kind of come back and pick up where he left off.
Yeah.
Hopefully better than he was last year.
You see, Big Game Boober did something right today.
Oh God.
I did actually.
I don't, even if it's right, I don't want to see it.
Daniel Ngata was a top 50 kick returner in the 2022 season.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. If you're curious
Love
to
Daniel
his
Ngata.
journey,
Pointless list.
Daniel Ngata should be making a decision here in the next week, I've been told. So if you guys can stay out and look for his social media, it's between 2 schools now. So I'll let him obviously make his announcement in the week, but we'll see what happens down the line. Before we get on to our final segment of the day, I want to tell you guys about Octane Raceway.
He tweeted 9 minutes ago about Burrito Express, though.
Did he?
Said Tempe is going to have a lot of free burritos next season for show.
Free burritos? No, I don't think he's staying.
Hey, I mean, if DeCarlos Brooks takes number 4, he can still get our $4 burritos.
Damn. I didn't even think of that.
Just saying.
We need to make some meetings happen.
Yeah, we got to put people. We'll have our people contact
What
their
does that
people, contact
mean?
his people.
Free burritos? I don't know. Octane Raceway and Mavericks. Guys, we're excited to welcome Octane Raceway and Mavericks to the PHNX family. You've seen the fun that we've had out there. Everybody has fun there, even when you come in last place in terms of go-karts.
Totri.
That is I. I am him. I'm an awful go-kart driver.
I feel
I've
like
never
you'd be a good
claimed...
axe thrower.
I have never claimed... I am good at throwing
I
axes.
got axe that one there too.
I have never claimed to be good at go-karts. I never once said I'm the getaway driver. Not a single time. So when everyone gives me shit that I came in last, it is what it is, but it is a great place to go, and you guys can check it out for yourself. A lot of fun. It's got the arcade games, got all sorts of fun stuff there.
You know what you aren't good at though? Drinking 4 Peaks.
I am.
Kind of hard
I
not to
am.
be good at drinking 4 Peaks.
When it tastes that good?
Well, actually, you can not be good at it if you don't drink it responsibly.
Well, that's true. Yeah, if you're under 21 or you're being irresponsible with your drinking, not mixing.
Me and the homies, just a
be
bunch
out
of
here.
responsible ass dudes.
just responsible.
You know what we're doing this weekend? Us 3?
Responsibly
And David?
drinking.
Drinking responsibly?
Well, we're just going to be responsible in general.
Yeah.
I wake up every morning, and the first thing I do is I look myself in the mirror and I say, be responsible.
Right? Because you have
Yeah.
a choice
I
to
hold
make
myself
every day.
accountable, and I'm responsible.
Yeah, you have a choice to make every day. You can be like Baker Mayfield. You can wake up feeling dangerous.
Yeah.
You can wake up like the boys and wake up feeling responsible.
Yep.
And the best way to be responsible is by drinking 4 Peaks responsibly. Check out their 8th Street Pub, because if you're not into drinking, you can also eat responsibly. Or actually, no, you know what? You can get a little irresponsible eating those
You can get
tendies.
dangerous.
You can get dangerous.
You can
That's,
get
that's where you can
dangerous
get
Like
dangerous.
if you
is
can't
eating those tendies.
help yourself and you need the tendies now,
Yeah,
you can eat
if
them
you
when
need
they're
a
a little too
vice,
hot.
it should be. That's probably the best vice on the planet, right? 4 Peaks food.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you got that Chipotle ranch.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Dude, I'm
And
so
if they got their
hungry.
French onion
That
soup,
smacks.
that'll change your life. That's the you know what? I think we have been kind of doing 4 Peaks dirty. We have. Because we hype up their tenders so much,
Yeah.
and they are the best tenders on the planet.
They are really good.
But like every other thing else I've had is also some of the best food I've
Yeah.
ever had. Their quesadillas,
Dude, well,
Dog.
so when they had the World Cup watch parties and stuff, and we had the 4 Peaks like breakfast buffet, the breakfast smack too. Like they don't miss.
and when we went for the we had taco bar when they had the Coyotes first game of mullet there, that went crazy. Real quick, favorite 4 Peaks beer,
Shawn, you know mine.
hazy.
I'm just gonna go with the WoW, man.
Yeah, fair enough. Golden Lager here. But yeah, check out 4th Street or 8th.
8th Street Pub.
Whoa.
4th Street times
Peaks.
2.
8th Street Pub.
4th Street times
in
too.
You should
Tempe.
not have
Drive
laughed.
back and forth.
You should not have laughed that hard at that.
I didn't even
That was
really
one of the dumbest things I've ever said.
Hey man,
drink responsibly.
mean.
21 and over. Hell yeah, brother.
it's not responsible of you.
Oh, do we have another segment?
We have the last segment.
And
You
it's
have
fun.
something else
It's a
to
fun
say?
thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Let's give a shout out to ASU Swim and Dive.
Yeah,
Yes.
you kind of stole my as always, but yeah, number
Well, it
one in
shouldn't
the
be an as
country.
always.
Yeah, I
it
guess.
should be talked about a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Congrats to ASU Swim and Dive
ASU Swim and Dive, number one in the nation.
for the first time in their
Program history.
But Ray's doing a bad job.
Yeah.
Is Ray swimming?
No, but he hired the coach that got him there.
He's tanning. He's just sitting there tanning. He's got the sunglasses on.
Yeah. He's lifeguard. He's a lifeguard.
Yeah. Ray strikes me as a
Making sure
guy
none of
that
the
puts on
professional
Floaties and
Yes.
sun.
He strikes me as a guy that puts on sunscreen but doesn't rub it in. It's just like
got
on
it
his
on
No,
his
that's
nose,
zinc.
like SpongeBob.
That's zinc.
Or,
Oh, it's not sunscreen?
No, it's zinc.
oh yeah. What was I gonna say? He's like an Olympic lifeguard, like the funniest job in the world. Just a lifeguard for professional swimmers, the greatest swimmers in the world.
That is the funniest job in the world.
It is the funniest job in the world. But yeah, no, shout out Grant House, Leon Marchand, and the ASU swim and dive team, number one in the country.
Beautiful. Okay. We've played 20 questions before.
Mhm.
It's now going to be a segment. We're going to do this once a week. It's just Totri's 20 questions. That's what we're going to get into.
Totri's 20.
Totri's 20. So I've got what it's going to be
Twin
today.
tree.
Twin tree?
Twin tree questions.
You might church's little twin tree.
Because I didn't want to fully commit to actually laughing. I didn't want to fully commit to actually laughing.
That
And then
was
I was
good.
like, that wasn't that funny. And I stopped.
Okay.
It sounded like that TikTok of the girl hitting the bed frame. Ah! Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Without further ado,
First question.
first question goes to Shane.
Is it physical? Like, can I hold it?
You can hold it. Yes.
Like,
Is it edible?
No.
Okay.
are there multiple?
Yes.
Like many?
Yeah.
Is it related to ASU?
In a way.
Oh, God.
Is it alive?
No.
Can you hold it in your hand? Yes. Is it alive? Yes. Is it Ray Anderson? Is it a person?
No.
Okay. Yeah. And then can I take that question back because he
Yes.
just asked that?
Sure, take it back.
Is it
a person?
Well, to be fair, I'm a person, but I'm not alive.
Yeah, there are also
I
other
feel
dead people.
nothing.
Is it? There's multiple. Is it like
There's almost endless amounts of these.
Oh Jesus!
There is probably an exact number, but there's like a lot.
So it's somewhat related
Is
to
it-
ASU?
Is it
Yeah, somewhat.
made out of metal?
No.
Okay.
I mean, that was specific. If I would have said yes, then that
Yeah,
would have been a
but-
great question.
Okay.
Well, I mean, narrowing that down, the material it's made out of.
Is it specific to like the Western United States?
No.
Okay.
Chat, you can also start throwing out guesses here for what you think it is.
I have no
You're on question 8, by the way.
clue. Oh my.
I have no information.
Yeah, I had
There's
literally
a lot
no.
of them, and you can hold it.
Is it?
But there's like an infinite amount of it, like sand or something.
Not really like an infinite. There is an n number, but like
There's a ton of them,
there's a ton of them.
and you can't eat them, and they're not alive.
Correct.
And they're not made out of metal. Is it something natural? Like, is it something that naturally?
No.
Okay, so it's man-made.
You can't eat it, but would you want to eat it if you could? Like, does it look like one of the like
Is that a Nerf football?
like asbestos? You know, in the
Yeah,
walls,
no.
Yeah. This is not something that you'd
like a
be
Nerf
like.
football.
I
Yeah.
thought you were gonna be like, no, it is not asbestos.
So you wouldn't want to eat it.
I can't speak for you, but I
Okay.
wouldn't want to eat
That's
it.
a really subjective question. So I like to yeah.
No, most people would not want to eat this thing.
Okay.
Man-made, not metallic, can be held.
I feel like over time you guys are gonna get really good with asking
But
questions.
Yeah.
you don't want to eat it.
So
That narrows it down.
yeah,
Because
it can be held.
tasty.
It goes go.
Is it
goes good.
something-
Did we already ask if it was electronic?
No.
No, is it electronic?
No.
Go ahead and ask your question.
Okay. Is it like?
There's a specific question that you guys have not asked yet that doesn't give it away, but makes what you're doing a lot easier.
Specific. Well, I was gonna ask if it like.
Sean's gonna be like, "Does it breathe fire?"
No, like I'm trying to figure out a way to phrase this. Like,
So, wait.
is it something you use, but not like you would use a trash can? Is it something that like you have to like
Wait,
maneuver and like make
Hold on.
work? I guess.
hold on. Is it something that we own / use every day?
Not every day, and you have used one. So it's like a yes or no. You have used it before.
But is it something that you have to like?
Shawn has used it more recently than we have.
Oh. Wait, but it's not made of metal. I was gonna say car.
Yeah.
A catalytic converter.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
No.
Sean, what
I've
do you,
used it more
what
recently.
do you use?
I don't know.
Not recently, but more recently than us.
Where were you?
What have I done?
What did you do without us, Shawn?
I don't know.
Look what you've done.
What have I done without
So
you? What have I done the last few days?
Let's think of the questions that he was like, there's one of you and Ayers. We asked if it was an object, if it was living.
Yeah, it's not metal. That a lot of the things that I would think of that
You're
I
on question 12.
shit.
Is it mass produced by like a major company?
I imagine it is. I can't be specific with it because I'm not sure, but yes, it's mass produced.
Dude, you have thrown me for a loop.
David, you have any guesses here or questions that you want to ask?
I've used more recently than y'all? Why me specifically? What have I done recently?
You don't really do anything.
Shawn's out here like questioning his entire existence.
Like, because I'm trying to think, the only thing that I have like done that I think is special is like set up my streaming thing that I can think of that has been like a thing.
You're thinking too recent.
What do
Too
you
recent?
A specific question that I'm surprised you guys have not asked. You've asked if it breathes. He's asked if it is metal, if it's mass produced. But there's a specific thing you haven't asked.
Listen, I don't have it.
Can you give us a hint?
What is the
David,
this is something that
ask
is
something.
Cole in the chat.
No, because you don't want
Yeah.
to. He said you don't want to eat it.
There's some people.
What was the hint you're gonna give us?
The hint I'm gonna give you is that around this time of year, a specific group of people use it.
Whoa. Around this time of year, a specific group of people use
But this specific group is not like specific just to Arizona. There are people in every state that use it around this time of the year. And then in about 6 months
But
from now, they're going to use it again.
It's not a menorah. Around this time
It's just
of
like
year.
it's something Kwanzaa
You're on
related.
question 14. It also doesn't help that it's the holidays because that's what you're probably thinking now.
Yes, around this time of year.
It's cold, maybe. Is
What
it something that you use because it's cold?
No.
What have I used recently more around this time of
David,
year?
any questions you got?
Okay.
What?
Football season,
15?
basket. Does
That's
it
what
have
you're
anything to do with sports?
No.
Okay, so it's not sports, it's not holidays, because you kind of gave us that
Yeah.
for free.
It's not metal.
It's not metal.
Doesn't breathe.
4 questions left.
What have I used?
You don't want to eat it.
I don't want to eat it.
If I want to eat this thing, I'm gonna be so mad at you.
He's gonna be like, it's dog shit. You said you didn't want to eat it.
Nice. That's a good one, Shawn.
4 more questions.
Shit.
Hit that like button if you think you know what it is. Or
Does
if
it
you
have
don't,
anything to
hit
do
that
with
like
the
button.
fact that it is colder outside?
No.
I just
He
asked
just
that.
asked
Did
that.
you?
Yeah.
Oh.
You're on question 16.
What do you use, Shawn?
But it hasn't been recent.
What have you told him?
A cat.
Has he told me this? That's not my question.
You have used it once in your life and you have used it twice.
Oh, that's so specific.
That is so weird.
What? I've used it twice.
Okay, think of things that are hard to do, like events, like skydiving or something of that nature.
I've used it twice.
What have you done twice?
Is it hair
David,
dye?
do you have any idea what you're saying?
No.
What'd you say?
I said hair dye.
Oh.
I had my hair twice. You've done it once.
That's a good guess.
That is a good guess. 3 more questions.
We
How
got
would you
this.
know that I've used it twice? How many siblings do you have?
I have one.
I have 2.
That's nothing to do with that. Or how
think
old are they?
Totri would
How
know?
old are they? How old are they? I can tell you if they've used it.
My sisters are 21 and 18.
Yes, one of your sisters has used it, and one is probably going to use it in a couple
Oh!
of years.
Is it beer?
No, it's not beer, but you thought it was.
Yeah, that's why I guessed.
Over 21. What are the things you have to do to be over
How old
20?
is your sister?
She's over 21.
Then she's used it.
One time though?
One time. Or I guess, my bad. She has used it, but in the context that I'm thinking, she's used it twice. Which means you have used it twice, you've used it 3 times.
What are we doing? Give us another
I've used it
hint.
3 times. What?
Give us another hint.
Does it have? Does our siblings? Do they have anything to do with like?
No, not specific
us
to your
another hint.
siblings. You wear this. 2 more questions.
Wait. It's got something to do with graduation. I know it
Yeah.
because
Okay.
I've graduated twice.
Wait, why is my sister? Oh, twice because of high school. Is it a dingy ding?
It is
Cap
a
and gown?
cap and gown.
There you go.
Okay.
You rat bastard.
Congratulations to all of the college graduates who are graduating this week.
Jordan Clark. Shout out Jordan Clark. I saw his dad tweet about him.
Shout out Jordan Clark.
I'm not
Guys,
sure
if you
who else
enjoyed the
graduated,
content,
but-
give us a follow at PHNX _Sun
sounded-
Devils.
yeah.
You can follow me at Anthony _Totri.
I do not want to eat. a cap and gown.
Thank you very much. You can follow
Well,
Shane.
Speak for yourself.
a castle, though.
Stop. You can follow
Castle.
Shane at Shane D. If you can follow Shawn DePause at Shawn_DePause.
Backing the #1 swim and dive program in the motherfucking country.
We will see you
As
guys
always.
for a Friday Fun Day tomorrow live at 2 p.m. And then we're also going to see you here in about 10 minutes for the Underdog Fantasy Show. But for now, peace.